Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our second lab of urban remote sensing or object-based classification learning. Now in this lab, we will move on to learn some available softwares that can be used for object-based image classification. We have done in the first lab that if we want to perform supervised or unsupervised classification on a high resolution data set, we have various types of errors. In order to remove those errors, we have a solution to move towards object-based classification. And in object-based classification, we have multiple software options. I will show you some licensed as well as some open source opportunity options which are available. Now, the best software or the software which has multiple rule sets and applications and algorithms, and that was eCognition, right? So in eCognition software, there may be other as well. You can search for them. We will first let have a basic introduction what eCognition software is. Then we will see a demo that how this software can be used, what are some basic tools, and what can be done using this software in the coming labs, and then we will finally conclude our lab, right? So I have opened this link over here. You can search for eCognition Trimble in Google, right? So this page is going to open. So it is basically a product by Trimble Incorporated company, eCognition, and it is mostly used for feature extraction, buildings extraction, and insurance companies, they use this software, right? And specifically the insurance companies which are more interested in order to map the buildings, right? So they prefer this software, right? So how to assess it? You can download this from here, a free trial version, or you can get a license. Once you have this installation complete, then you can browse to your directory. Here you can find in T section there will be Trimble, right, folder. You can click on this and eCognition developer 64-bit, right? You can click on this. Now there will be two modes. One will be quick map mode and second will be rule set mode. We will be more often dealing with rule set mode because we are dealing with object based image classification. So this mode has greater options than quick map mode. You have to click OK, ignore this error, and this will be opening, right? So this is a basic interface of eCognition developer. You can see some menus, file, view, image objects, analysis, library, and so on. We will be using in the coming lab one by one all of them, right? So we will have a clear understanding in what classification does, what this process tree is, what is meant by rule set. And so this is a basic uh, interface of eCognition developer. The first basic thing is to create a new project. Here you can see this icon. You have to click on create a new project, right? Once you click on the new project, you have to browse to your directory. For example, I have a data set over here, study area image, right? So I will select this and click OK. Now here you can rename your project. For example, I can rename it as project 1. Now here I will have layers, right? For example, the first one I have can rename these layers as well. If you can double left click, right? Double left click and you can will have an option of renaming blue, green, red, NIR, right? So you have renamed these layers. Similarly, you can create a subset of your image if you want, and you can click OK to view your image, right? So this is the first part of our lab that we have got an introduction to eCognition, and we have imported a image in eCognition environment, right? So from then in the next section of this lab, we will use some basic tools. Okay, in this section, after adding our image, we will be using some basic tools. I have a PDF over here. We have opened our study area image. Now let's see what options are. File toolbar. Here we have the file toolbar, right? This file options and toolbar. The best way to learn these things is to use them in the lab. Then we will have some understanding. Like we have used this option to create a new project, right? So once your image has been added, you can pan, zoom and pan around your image. You can see different parts. Similarly, this option allows you to zoom out, zoom in, right? So these are different options which you can use. Basic zooming in, zooming out, right? And we have imported our study area image. We have renamed the layers and added the data as well. We have used the panning across an image. Okay. Other options which we need, we can subset the image, right? If by adding our data, if we click over here, how to subset, right? You have to create all your project here, study area image, and this is your subset selection option. So you can draw any box. For example, I want to work only on this area, so you can click it. Okay. Okay, so only that area will be visible to you, right? So these are different options. So as a first introduction to eCognition, what you have to do is to create a project, subset your image, and you have to move across, pan across your image, zoom in, zoom out, and apply some basic tools, right? So you can change the band combination as well. For example, this is red, green and blue, 3 to 1 combination which we normally say. For example, I want to change it as, so this is some other combination, right? Similarly, you can create different set of combinations based on your choice. Like in ADAS Imagine, you change the you use the multispectral tab to change your color combination, right? So this is basic. You can split your window horizontally into two. Similarly, you can split your window vertically as well into 4 sections. Now it is divided, right? So you can uncheck and get it back to its original position. So these are some basic options which are available. And in the coming labs, we are going to first of all we will segment our image, then we will perform classification, and then we will perform the object based nearest neighbor classification, then we will perform rule based classification. Now till here we have some basic idea what eCognition is. Now a question arises that what other options they are available in contrast to eCognition, right? So the best option which I have searched for you is a toolbox that is a plugin basically that can be installed and that can be integrated in uh, QGIS. The name is Orfeo Toolbox, right? So in the next section we will be understanding what Orfeo Toolbox is,